I think that they still had a good enough team to get the result today. But again, it will boil down to tactics. We say it all the time, and it becomes like a broken record now. This high back line that Barcelona choose to play is absolute crazy.
What a result for Sevilla today in La Liga. Their first win, Nigel, against Barcelona in the league in over a decade. 4-1 as well. What a way to do it. Where did it all go wrong for Barcelona today?
Well, Barcelona is not looking good, Poppy. Not a great result. 4-1 loss to Sevilla away from home, coming off the back of a loss to Paris Saint-Germain in the Champions League, and that wasn't even a full-strength Paris Saint-Germain. This was the game that Barcelona was supposed to bounce back, give a bit of a reaction, and it didn't go well. That game turned when a penalty decision was given in favour of Sevilla, and we always say as players, goals change games. I felt it was a very generous penalty to Sevilla, and that was one of the first catalysts of this game today that turned it around.
Speaking of that penalty, it was a bit controversial, wasn't it? So let's welcome in our laws expert, Christina Unkel. Christina, was it the right decision to give Sevilla that penalty for you?
So the on-field decision was no penalty by the referee, and I would have hoped that the VAR would not have sent that down for the recommendation for a penalty, and actually surprised that the referee even took the referee's recommendation, because at the end of the day, the referee still has the final decision after a recommendation from video to determine whether or not it should have been penalty. Don't like this penalty, should not have been. If anything, this is what we have trained and we try to prevent, is this forensic refereeing and re-refereeing the game from the overall booth. Like I said, once again, though, the center referee accepted the recommendation, but in taking a look at the play and when you focus on it and you see it, you see that you have contact, yes, on the bottom left of the boot. Yes, there's a little bit of tussling and, kind of fighting for it, but they kind of get tangled up. And one of the other considerations that we do at times take into, especially when the type of contact isn't serious foul play or anything that really injures another player, is where was the ball, and the ball was already rolling out. So we would have preferred that the referee stuck to his decision with no penalty and that there would not have been a recommendation. So there's double errors that occurred here today.
Christina, I love you saying that forensic refereeing, or just re-refereeing is the other way of putting that. You're so right. I just want to understand, when is a referee sent to the VAR, why do these referees not now stick to their decision to say, no, I will not overturn it because I don't see it as a penalty? Why is it you feel it's inevitable that the referee's going to change his mind?
I mean, at the end of the day, you're talking about having another colleague who's up above and probably more of a quiet space, has the ability to take a look at all the angles, has been trained at the same level that you have, and for the most part, you most likely respect the other person up there giving you this recommendation. And you're probably sitting there saying, ugh, am I not looking at this right because I'm in the heat of the middle of the game? Are they looking at it a little bit, in a more kind of a calm environment? And that may be something that may have a referee question themselves. But this is where our training and education goes to referee like the game as if you did not have video. And when you're given video, once again, it's just support. It's just recommendation. It's like an assistant referee giving information as to a potential foul or not. You got to stick to what you have. And here at the end of the day, he should have stuck to his gut.
Really interesting stuff. Christina, thank you so much. We appreciate the explanation. Good to see you.
You as well.
Obviously, Nigel, all credit to Sevilla. We'll talk about them in a second. But for Barcelona, will Hansi Flick reflect on this performance and think, look at the big list of injuries that we've got, Yamal being unavailable, or is that just an excuse for a team as deep as Barcelona?
It's a bit of an excuse. When you look at the club at Barcelona, it's about winning. They're there to win football matches and handle the situation. Yes, Yamal is one of the best players in the world right now, probably the best player in world football. There's a situation with him and his injury and also being called up to the Spanish national team. But they're expected to go to Sevilla and win, with all the greatest respect there. They do have a bit of an injury situation, but again, you can't blame injury when it comes to this loss today, Poppy. More than anything, it's a tactics. I mean, you look at the players that's out there. Yes, no Lamine, no Rafinha, no Lopez as well. I think that they still had a good enough team to get the result today. But again, it will boil down to tactics. We say it all the time, and it becomes like a broken record now. This high back line that Barcelona choose to play is absolute crazy. And it's easy for any club that comes up Barcelona to see the blueprint, how to create chances and score goals. The high back line was the problem today. Players need to take a bit more responsibility to say, you know what, we don't have to play as high. Let's drop a bit to ease the pressure of this crazy style of football.
It's so entertaining for a neutral fan to watch this high line of football, though, isn't it? Let's welcome in Phil Kitromilides to join us now, who was actually on the call for the game. Phil, great to see you. I mean, not only a loss for Barcelona today, but a 4-1 loss on top of that, and now they lose their first top spot as well in the La Liga table as Real Madrid overtake them.
Yeah, terrible afternoon for Sevilla, for Barcelona. Great afternoon for Sevilla. Terrible for Barcelona. And just trying to figure out what went wrong here. I was listening to Pedri speaking after the game, and he was going on about the lack of intensity from the side. And he said, I noticed it right from the start. There was a lack of intensity, and there really was. They were second to every 50-50 ball. They lost all the duels. They were being pressed and hustled and harried by Sevilla right from the start. Nobody played well for Barcelona today. Everybody was below par, and I completely agree with Nigel, because the starting 11 that they put out here, it's a really, really strong starting 11. Okay, there's no Lamine and Rafinha, and their two first choice goalkeepers are out, fine. But the starting 11 is way easily good enough to beat Sevilla. Two conditioning factors. Obviously, they played a very grueling, physically grueling game against PSG midweek in the Champions League. And it was very hot today in Seville. I know it's hot for both teams, but it was 33 degrees in the high 90s Fahrenheit. That meant that if you are tired from midweek, that is a factor as well. It shouldn't be, though. They should have enough about them to create chances. Pedri said, we didn't know what to do with the ball, particularly in the first half. We didn't attack well, we didn't defend well. They improved fractionally in the second half, and listen, they had a penalty to level things up. Lewandowski fluffs it. But it was not a good performance from Barcelona. All over the pitch, people were deficient.
Phil, now when I look at a club like Barcelona, I know that they've got the talent, they've got the creativity, they've got every aspect of it. I look for the weaknesses. My worry is it's still this high back line that they continue to play that Hansi Flick just does not want to negotiate on. And I think it's easy for good teams with pace, with a threat, who can be clinical, will always get opportunities against Barcelona. The second goal they conceded today seemed to be like a carbon copy of the winning goal that Paris Saint-Germain got against them in the Champions League midweek. When will this high back line start to slowly drop?
It won't. It won't. This is how Hansi Flick is going to play, and this is how they won the domestic treble last season. It's how they got to within touching distance of the Champions League final last season. It's not really negotiable. Now, Pedri said after the game today, he said, we played the high line a couple of times when we didn't need to. So we stepped up when we didn't need to. So it's not like they're doing it all the time. They will know in certain situations, we all step up here, and that's how we catch them offside, and that's how we play. So maybe it's when they do it rather than whether they do it at all. But this is how they're going to play. I don't think this is negotiable. Last season, they scored 102 goals in the league. And yeah, they conceded 39, I think, but they scored 102. So they just outscored teams. This is, again, we've had this conversation about the high line on this show, on other shows. We'll have it again, but it's here to stay. They just have to implement it better and take their chances at the other end as well. Robert Lewandowski need to score. Rooney Bardghji had some great chances as well. They should have scored more than the one goal that they did today. But the high line's here to stay, guys.
Phil, just another quick one for me. Obviously, we know Barcelona have a lot of injuries. The one name that everyone keeps talking about is Lamine Yamal, and also being called up for the Spanish national team. How much of a miss is he to this Barcelona side now? Because when I look at it right now, it seems like Lamine has become the main man of this Barcelona side, because he was injured, came back for a game recently, and you can see the impact he had, the arrogance and confidence and belief he has. Barcelona don't seem to be the same team now without him.
I mean, any team would miss someone of his quality. And it's true, today we saw Marcus Rashford start on the right. And, that is a very different style of player to be playing in Lamine Yamal's position. Then Rashford switched to the left. And actually, I know we're going off on a tangent here, but of all the Barcelona players today, I think Marcus Rashford comes away with some kind of credibility because his performance wasn't too bad. But they miss Lamine Yamal badly. Of course they do. But if you look at Lamine's numbers from last season, they weren't huge. I mean, okay, 9 goals in the league. It's not massive. I think he got 13 assists in the league as well, which is a big number. But it's not just the numbers. It's the aura. It's what he creates. It's the space that he can create when he attracts people. Other people can go into space. He's a massive miss. And this is why Barcelona were so absolutely furious at the Spanish Football Federation in the last international break playing him, for giving him pain-killing injections, for playing him almost all the games of the 2 matches that they played. They didn't give him any kind of rest at all. And they were furious because he came back injured, couldn't start a game in September, played 90 minutes against PSG, and then refelt the problems that he was suffering from. So he's such a vital player. They need him to be well. And also, in the back of their mind, they remember what happened to Pedri as well. Remember Pedri a few seasons ago? He played 70-plus games. He played the Euros. He played the Olympics as well. And then he missed about a year through an injury when he was very, very young. So that's in the back of people's minds in Barcelona as well. They don't want that kind of situation again.
Yeah, Phil, thanks so much. I mean, it's terrible timing, isn't it, for Barcelona, for all the reasons that you said, and especially given that the international break is once again here. It's a mad football calendar for all the players. We'll see you soon, Phil. Thank you.
Cheers, guys.
Just very quickly on Sevilla, Nigel, obviously a fantastic win for them. And as we said, the first in 10 years in LaLiga. They've kind of given everybody a blueprint again to this high line, as to your point.
Fully deserved by Sevilla today. They were by far the better side. Even with that penalty decision in their favour, they still created more chances, were a lot more aggressive, and they could have easily been 4-0 up in the first half. They got the win, they weathered the storm. And I would say also give credit to Sevilla as well. They gave a big, nice tifo to one of their first ever black players, Biri Biri, to play for the football club, who helped them to score goals, to get promoted to the top flight. And that is a beautiful tifo in recognition of the first ever black player, Biri Biri, who's of Gambian descent. Credit to Sevilla. Great day for them all round.
Yeah, really was. A fantastic day at home. 4-1 the final score between Sevilla and Barcelona.